So congratulations, you saved your first $10,000, or at least you're close to it, all right? Now most people, they're gonna blow their first $10,000. They might buy some cars, trips, shopping, you name it, right? But you, well, you're here because you're trying to do productive things, and you know that $10,000 can be the start that changes everything. Right? So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I do with my first 10,000 if I was trying to build wealth from scratch. So the first thing that I'd have to do is change my mindset. 10K isn't just money to blow. It's money to go ahead and get me started towards a better financial future. So first, I wouldn't just invest it blindly. You have a lot of people that come at you and tell you, hey, invest in this or invest in that. You're seeing all these ticker symbols pop up across different YouTube programs or different news apps, etc. The one thing you want to do is stay away from just emotional investing, emotional spending, right? Emotional spending can be, hey, you know what? Now I've worked this hard. I deserve this. You deserve to be financially free as well. And you have to pick which one deserves the most focus. For me, is, hey, being financially free. So yes, that 10,000 can get you a great vacation. It can get you a couple designer bags. It can get you 100 pair of shoes. But do we need that? What we need is to be able to be stress-free. What we need is to have financial security. And what we need is to be able to be level-headed, think clearly, and move forward and make this money work for us. Most importantly, make sure that you're understanding that this money that you have put up, whatever you've done to save up this money, it took sacrifice, it took focus, it took commitment. This is not your lottery money. This isn't money that was just gifted to you. This is your launch pad. This is money that you have focused on and have put in the right place to grow, and now you're ready to use it to be productive. Remember, not the lottery, it's the launch pad. All right, so the first thing that I do is build a financial base. Now, what I mean with that is an emergency fund, right? I can't make any type of move if I'm sitting up here stressed about, hey, what if this happens or what if that happens, right? You never know when an emergency will rise, whether it's with you or with your loved one or with your vehicle, whatever the case is. Things happen. It's part of life. But what can also be part of life is that you are prepared for those things. Don't have the mentality of this won't happen to me. It can. And usually it always does at an inconvenient moment. So you want to make sure that you have your emergency fund put up in a high yield savings account, okay? Now, high yield savings account is basically an account that is FDIC insured up to $250,000. You just want to go ahead and put between $3,000 to $5,000 in here, but this will be your base. You look at apps like SoFi, Ally, Marcus, Capital One 360, things of that nature, and there are tons more. But you will get a greater APY, annual percentage yield, on your money by having it stored in here, okay? That way you will earn interest just for having your money stored in those high yield savings account, okay? It's smart. It's not investing. It's just safe money that is still able to grow a little bit until it's needed. The next thing I do is pay off any high interest debt. Okay, so for me, that would be anything above 8% interest, because that's just killing you, okay? You want to go ahead and knock that out so that way you're able to move forward. Now, we're talking about bad debt. We're not talking about good debt. If your mortgage is 6% or 5%, I know some people wanted those 3% a couple years ago, but at the end of the day, it's still good debt. We're talking about bad debt that is over 8%, okay? We want to knock that out. All right, so the next step that I do is open up an investment account, preferably a Roth IRA, because this has tax advantages. You can invest up to $6,500 a year into this account, and $7,000 if you're above 55, okay? That is tremendous information there. That's tremendous knowledge that most people don't know or take advantage of, okay? Because this is tax deferred, okay? Basically, you would be taking money that is already taxed and placing this into this account. It would grow over time and you will be able to pull from it tax-free, okay? That is a blessing in disguise, and you need to make sure you're getting this started as soon as possible, okay? So what would I invest in my Roth IRA? Well, you can invest in the same things you would in a traditional bank account, right? So that's ETFs, right? That's index funds. It's gold. It's dividend stocks. It is real estate. It is tons of things that pay you out eventually, whether it's quarterly, it could be long term, whatever the case is. You decide what that is for you, right? And so, I'm not a financial advisor. These videos are for educational and entertainment purposes only. So it is important for you that if you're going to invest, to make sure that you're doing your own research and consulting legal professionals, right? But what I'm telling you is, you can make this pretty simple. You can just invest in ETFs. These are big baskets of different stocks in them, right? And there's a fund for anything. There's a fund for quantitative computing. There's a fund for AI. There's a fund for cloud security. There's a fund for cybersecurity. There's a fund for the microchip making. There's a fund for EV. There's a fund for you name it, it is there. And you can keep it simple. You can do the whole market. That's VTI, right? You can do SPY, or you can do VOO. These member the S&P 500, the largest 500 companies in the United States, QQQ, AI Innovation, SCHD. This is a fund that focuses on the top dividend paying companies, and it's well balanced. All I'm letting you know is you can keep this simple. You don't have to just invest in individualized stocks, because once you have all your money in one spot, then you add a bigger risk, okay? So keep that in mind. So the next thing I do after I have my Roth IRA open is to go ahead and open up a traditional brokerage account as well. And I would go ahead and invest about $50 a week into this. Just go ahead and set it as automated, so that way I love the set and forget mode. Like, I'm not even worrying about this anymore. It's automatically being invested here. And you can kind of use the same mindset that you would with your Roth IRA. If you want to just keep it simple and have ETFs, or you want to invest as a hedge in gold, or different things like that, you can do the same thing there, right? But the point is, when you invest this money is working for you while you sleep, while you're at work. It's basically working harder than you ever could, okay? So the point here is to invest your money and let that money grow more and more. That's compound interest on top of your compound interest. And that is a phenomenal thing that will do wonders for you. But you have to get started with that. All right, so now that we've started investing, we also want to keep investing, but this time we're going to invest in ourselves, okay? The fastest ROI, return on investment, is a new skill that's learned, okay? So I would go ahead and pay for some type of class, right? Whether it be copywriting, marketing, video editing. These are all valuable skills that, if put to good use, could eventually even start businesses someday, right? These are skills that can give you quick payouts. You can go ahead, you can get on Fiverr, and you can go ahead and get one-offs here and there. And sometimes if you're really good, people may go ahead and contact you to actually start working for them and actually have a contract in place with them that you would consistently get work for them. Now, this is all outside of your normal day-to-day work. What I'm saying is, if you're investing in yourself and learning more skills, well then, honestly, you're kind of like a handyman. We can hire you for any job. So, like I say, you make yourself more marketable. These will only benefit you. It will never hurt you. So something else that you could do is start a side business or a side hustle, right? Now, this can be, maybe you clean homes, right? Maybe you clean windows. Maybe you're really good at keeping your own home meticulous, and you just kind of, OCD about everything. Well, that works out great, because other people need these services, and you can go ahead. It takes nothing, and when I say nothing, probably $50 to $75 max for you to go get a mop and a bucket, some cleaning material, some little cheap towels and rags just to get started. And I'm quite sure the amount of money that would take to get started, probably from your first two, home cleans, maybe even first home clean, you would have all of that investment up front for the material back. So this is something that you can go ahead and think about as well. And then lastly, I would say developing digital products. So many people prefer to have PDF versions of things or downloadable things. And so if you make a digital product, the benefit about this, and listen closely here, the benefit about this is that you only have to come up with it one time. It's a digital product that can be bought and downloaded an infinite number of times, and you came up with this one time. That is phenomenal. I mean, think of computer programs that you use, right? Yes, they may update, but let's keep it simple here. Microsoft, right? Apple, the iOS, right? Like these are things that you came up with, and this is running everything. And we're giving updates to it, fine, but we came up with this one time. And they sold it. It is on every single MacBook. It's on every single HP, every single, like Microsoft Office, right? Word, PowerPoint, Excel. This came up. This was one time that they came up with this. They make edits here and there, but this is one program that they came up with that they have sold an infinite number of times. Every student needs it, wants it, uses it. The schools buy contracts with it and offer it to their students for free. Yes. Look at digital products if you can and make your way into it. There's plenty of space for it. The online space is still growing, right? So there's plenty of room for you. Just make something that is worth it and there'll be room for you, trust me. And if you're wondering how much money I'm talking about putting towards this type of thing, I'm saying maybe $500 to $1,000 can get put towards this, okay? Just, it doesn't have to be your whole lump sum, but we are investing in ourselves some here. So that should be at least 5 to 10% of that 10,000. All right, so the last thing I do here is I would stay ready and most importantly, stay liquid, okay? Now, a lot of people aren't going to talk about this. We hear about opportunities, but usually when we hear about the opportunities, you don't have the money available. So that's where we're trying to stay ready and stay liquid. Liquid means that you have that cash ready to go whenever that needs be. Whenever there's a great opportunity that's coming up, you have it there to be able to put towards that. Whenever there's a great networking event that comes up that, you're having some really powerful speakers coming in and there are going to be some individuals there, like-minded individuals like you, because remember, if you're hanging around 5 broke people, you'll be the 6th. If you're hanging around 5 rich people, you will be the 6th. You develop the habits of the people you're around, and that doesn't get talked about enough. But right now, you want to stay ready for this, right? So I would say at least $2,000 to $2,500, maybe $3,000 of the money for this specifically. When there's an opportunity to come that I can still benefit and reward myself from, then I would go ahead and be ready for that. And that's by having this $2,000 to $3,000 here. So stay ready, stay liquid. Now, no, 10K doesn't make you rich, but it definitely gets the ball rolling and it definitely allows flexibility. I mean, when we're talking about emergency fund, we're talking about investing, we're talking about skills, we're talking about digital products, and we're talking about staying ready and liquid. When you have all of those working for you, then that's an opportunity and a recipe for success. Not to mention that you develop the habit to save up the first 10,000 anyway. That's the most important part. Once you see all the things that you can do with this, you'll only do it again and 10 times fold. And that money will start to work for you. And I'm telling you, it'll be the biggest blessing that you've ever had. Comment below. What are you doing with your first 10,000? Or what will you be doing with your 10,000 when you get it? Either way, you might be able to see great ideas from other people. Remember, when you get like-minded people together, and we are like-minded, if you're clicking on this video, then you have the right mindset, and so will others. You're able to bounce ideas off of people and go ahead and develop success. Like I say, there's nothing better than being able to bring productivity and positivity when you bring these type of people together, okay? So, hey, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification and like button. That way you can go ahead and receive notifications of more videos like these. I make videos every Tuesday and Friday about investing, budgeting, and straight mindset, okay? So, until next time, I'm your host, Marcus. You're here on Zero to Wealth, and I'll see you in the next episode.